Welcome to the Molchanov movement, and my name is Alexey Molchanov, and today I'll share with you exercise how to do something at home when we don't have very much access to the pools, or like maybe somebody who lives at the sea, they're lucky, they can go dive, but for most of freedivers, for me personally, like here in Moscow, we're getting less and less access to the pool, but we still can do a lot of things at home. And something I really like something you can do at home, dry. So don't do anything, please, in the water. Don't go to the bathtub, and don't go to the nearest unsupervised lake, or still remember that we need partner, we need a safety system, so never dive alone. So that's the most important thing again. So when we do something at home, something I like to do as a dry exercise is holding my breath, but for a very short period of time, and that's like a CO2 table, like without any rest. It's like a cycled breathing where we cycle through inhale, breath hold, exhale, breath hold with exhale. So it's very easy to remember. It's a type of breathing which practiced at yoga. We do it a little bit differently from yoga, and our goal is to increase the breath hold with inhale and to increase the breath hold with exhale. And depending, it's very scalable. So it's working very well for beginner freediver, advanced freediver, competitive freediver. And that's something I'm doing personally as well to stay in shape. And sometimes even when I'm traveling and I have long trips with the airplanes from one city to another, once I was traveling for almost 5 days from Mexico, having a couple of days in Europe, and then traveling to Brisbane to Australia. So it was over 5 days. I spent almost 3 days in transit, and I was preparing for the competition for it was Pacific Championship in Brisbane in the pool, and I was actually surprised how well I was prepared for the competition, being on this trip for 5 days and doing these breath holds in airports. And that was my cycle was pretty long, and that's what can competitive diver do, have a very long cycle of inhale, breath hold, exhale, and breath hold. Beginners can have relatively short cycle, and then they're really their starting point can be 30-second cycle. And within this 30-second cycle, usually the most convenient for me, and what I have in my classes with beginners, is 5-second inhale, about 15 seconds breath hold, and then we have 10 seconds rest, the remaining, and that can be basically or 5 seconds exhale, 5 seconds exhale breath hold, or 10 seconds slow exhale. And for beginners, it's pretty hard to hold their breath with empty lungs, and it can be up to you basically. What do you want more? You want to do 10 seconds exhale, or you want to do faster exhale in 5 seconds, and then stay calm and relax for 5 seconds. So that's something like a starting point. Again, 5 seconds inhale, 15 seconds breath hold, 5 seconds exhale, and 5 seconds exhale breath hold. Or you prolong the exhale as far as you want, as far as you can. So that's something for the start. And I'll demonstrate one cycle for you and how to continue with that, okay? So you can use the phone, you can use the watch. I use the phone frequent, for me it's the most convenient way for my personal training as well. And I just start, and I start with inhale, and I really try to do a proper full long inhale. So it's not only about breath hold, it's also helps me to stretch my breathing muscles, intercostal muscles, diaphragm. And here you get used to the full inhale, you get used to holding breath with a full inhale, and that increases your comfort during full inhale and diving. Because a lot of the time, if we don't have enough flexibility in the breathing muscles, it's just hard to hold the breath with a full inhale because we feel uncomfortable. So this exercise is very very useful for a lot of different reasons. It increases your CO2 tolerance. It increases your relaxation, because we really focus on relaxation. It's very short breath hold, so it's not mentally hard, and it also increases your flexibility of your breathing muscles. So it's super useful exercise. So let's do the first cycle with me. And if you do it at home, you can do it for up to 15 minutes. More than 15 minutes is usually unnecessary. And you can even start with something as little as 5 minutes, right? So the range of 5 minutes to 15. With progress, you get to 15, but you can start with 5. We do full inhale, and you try to do this as full as possible. And then we focus on relaxation during those 15 seconds and try to find any tension in the body and do it through each repetition, trying to relax more and more with a full inhale. And then we slowly exhale. We have a bit of resistance for this. And then we pause at exhale and try to feel that we are relaxed during exhale as well. So that's the start, 30-second cycle. And here you have it's very simple. The best thing about it is that it's very simple, but it really develops a lot of things and makes you a better freediver. And if you're an advanced freediver, then you slowly increase the complexity of it with a more breath hold. And for the we start with 30, but then we continue. We increase it by 5 seconds. Let's say it's a good pace to increase it. And then if it was super easy, next training you do 35 seconds cycle. And then next training you do 40-second cycle. And then the things how do you increase it is mostly with the breath hold on inhale. And then if you feel comfortable with exhale as well, you can assign some of the minutes or seconds to the exhale. So that then, for example, if we do let's say 40-second cycle, we will do 5 seconds inhale. So usually I don't really try to do inhale longer because it's really hard to stretch this inhale for long. So I usually 5 seconds is usually the best length of inhale for me. Starting from the lower part of the lungs and then filling the lungs all the way to the top. That's it. If you want to do it a little bit longer, feel free to do so, and it can be up to 7 seconds, but 10 seconds is a little bit hard. It's a little bit too much of muscle tension, right? So that's my suggestion, to stay within 5 seconds. If you feel like it's fine, you feel relaxed even after a longer inhale, go for it. And then inhale, breath hold, is the one which will be the longest one. And then exhale and exhale, breath hold, depends on your ability to relax with empty lungs. Okay, so with the exhale, we can prolong exhale, and we can do it really well. And to do so, we can create resistance with the tongue or with the lips. But usually tongue is simpler, right? And this way we can prolong exhale really easily up to 10 seconds. Trying to do so for 15 is a little bit uncomfortable. So you can assign 10 seconds to exhale. And then with the empty lungs, if you're just starting, you can have almost no empty lungs breath hold for the starters. And then with more practice, you can actually assign 5 seconds to empty lungs, or then 10 seconds to empty lungs. And then experienced freedivers can do 15 seconds, 20 seconds with the empty lungs. It depends on how advanced are you. Okay, so let's take let's see what we can do with the 40-second breath hold. It's 5 seconds inhale, and then it's can be 30 seconds less. It's 25 seconds breath hold. Then it's 30 total, and then we have 10 seconds left. Then we exhale for 5 seconds and 5 seconds with empty lungs. Okay, so 5 seconds and 25 seconds breath hold. So total is 30 seconds. And after 30, we exhale, hold the breath with empty lungs for 5 seconds, and then it's total 40. There are applications, a lot of applications, where you can actually, if you know these numbers, you can put them in an application and it will count it for you. So feel free to use those applications. I don't use them because I'm old-fashioned. I use my phone, but you can also put these numbers into the application, which will count these parts of the breath holds for you and give you a sign when to start the next part. Okay, and let's see what we can do with 1 minute. If you're just starting now, you'll be able to get to 1 minute maybe in a month or a couple of months. Just feel basically be very careful with a comfort level. If you try to progress too fast and you start with contractions, slow down. It's better to repeat the same training several times. Don't try to increase every time 5 seconds more and more and more. the total cycle time. Okay, try to focus on relaxation and on pleasure and on getting used to this full lung, a bit of urge to breathe, but try to have it without contraction. So if you already have contraction, urge to breathe, that's too much. That's too much of intensity. And keep in mind that from the beginning of the workout till the end of the workout, you'll accumulate more and more CO2. So don't try to increase the intensity of the workout during the workout. So finish the workout first and then analyze how was it. What do you want to do next time? Okay, so that's very, very important. Don't try to make it harder. Like, okay, you did like 2 cycles, 1 minute of 30 seconds, and you feel like it was super easy, and you decide to jump like to 45 seconds immediately or 40 seconds, and then it's harder to the end of the session. That's a wrong approach. Okay, whatever you decided, finish with the same cycle the whole workout, and then in the next training you slowly increase it, and then it'll be like small steps and an enjoyable progress. Okay, and if it was super easy, do it next day. Like next day you just make it harder, and then within 1 week you can actually find your workout which works for you. Okay, maybe in 1 week you get to 1 minute and you feel okay, it's already intensive, yeah, like it's pretty intense, and you will stay with this 1 minute for like next week, and then with when you feel comfortable, you improve to 1 minute 5 seconds or 1 minute 10 seconds. Okay, and sometimes if you feel like it's hard, feel free to lower your intensity. So if you get to 1 minute, you worked on it for like a couple of days and you feel tired, do next session of like 40 seconds and do only, let's say, 5 minutes. Use it as most like as a breathing muscle exercise and workout, not really like a breath hold practice. Okay, and then you regenerate, you feel fresh, you feel ready, and like next day you can actually like continue your progress. Okay, so if I would do 1 minute, I would do it this way. I would do 5 seconds inhale, and I would do 40 seconds breath hold. So total time is 45, and then I would do 5 seconds. Let's say then I will try to do 10 seconds exhale and 5 seconds exhale breath hold. So that will be the way I would do this. Okay, so inhale as full as possible. So here the breath hold is longer, so try to inhale really as much as you can, and then we spend more time and we relax as much as possible. Here we can do a bit of extra movement. To do that, we can have a little bit of neck movement and head movement. So this way we emphasize relaxation and we make sure our muscles are loose and our chest is loose as well. So you have a lot of time. It's a short breath hold, but it gives you a lot of time to actually find the tension, work with the tension, and get rid of the tension. And that's the beautiful part of this workout. It's very short breath holds, and it gives you enough time to work with this. And then we start exhale, and here exhale is a bit longer than 5 seconds already, and you have time to completely exhale. And then you have a bit of like a breath hold with empty lungs, and here you have, and after 1 minute, this is like a milestone, and then after 1 minute, we start to improve the exhale breath hold. Okay, so this is like, okay, this is already quite good level. If you can do 15 minutes, repeat like cycling with 1 minute cycle time, and then you can switch and continue with a more and more exhale, like breath hold. So what would that be? So if I would try to do 1 minute 10 seconds, I would do a 5 second inhale, and then I would do 45 seconds breath hold. Then total time is 50 seconds, and then I would do like a slow exhale, try to make it from 5 to 10 seconds, and then I would have another like 10 seconds left, like 10 seconds already of empty lungs breath hold. Okay, and that's the next step. And then slowly, like your breath hold will improve. And then if you do 1 minute 30 cycle, that's already super intensive cycle. If you can do 15 minutes with 1 minute 30 cycle, that'll be 5 seconds inhale, breath hold for, let's say, a minute. Then we have 1 minute 0.05 total time, and then we have 25 seconds left. And then we can exhale for 10 seconds, and then we still need to have another 15 seconds of empty lungs breath hold. So that would be like something for 1 minute 30. Okay, so that's an example how you can progress. If you can get to 1 minute 30 within several like months, or like maybe within 1 month, then you will see big improvement for your everyday diving, and you will feel actually that not only your CO2 tolerance increased, but your knowledge of your breathing muscles, of your body, of how to relax better is improved. And that's something which will be very useful for all dynamics like as well, so any dynamic discipline. Okay, so start today. After this lecture, try to practice at home, write it down, have your like notes, and do it every day as part of the practice. If you don't have 15 minutes, do it for like 10 minutes or 5 minutes. That will be already a good practice, a good warm-up for the morning routine. And consistency here is very, very important. Okay, so stay safe. If you stay at home, practice at home, and yeah, see you sometime, hopefully soon, in the pools and like somewhere in the world in freediving events and festivals and all that.